Hello, YouTube. My name is Bendro, sometimes with three eyes, and what I have for you guys today is another not so popular episode. It really seems like I can't put these out quick enough, but the gun you guys wanted to see the most, or the most wanted weapon, was the HK21. So that's what we will be covering today, and what you guys are looking at right now is the custom class setup I used for this particular game. It's HK21 with extended mags. I got the Python with speed reloader, frag, flashbang, claymore, and the perks are Scavenger, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Ninja. So let's get into the game. So the game we will be playing today is a little TDM on Hanoi, and this first part of the match I guess I ran the wrong way where everybody else was, so it's extremely boring, so I fast forwarded it for you guys. But before I get started, I wanted to thank you guys very much for your support with this series. It seems like you guys really enjoy it, and I will keep on doing it. So let's get into the gun stats. So the stats are now popping up on your screen, and the gun I want to compare it to today is another LMG, which is the M60, because I have already covered that gun. Now the big difference you guys will notice is that with the M60 it did 50 damage up until about 25 meters and it started to drop off. Now the HK21 does 40 damage across all distances, so it doesn't have any drop off whatsoever. So that means it'll be a 3-shot kill at any distance. Now the other big difference between the HK21 and the M60 is the fire rate. Now the HK21 shoots at 750 rounds per minute, whereas the M60 only shoots at 535, and you can definitely tell how slow the M60 shoots once you use the other LMGs, and this is another example of the great balance that they have in between the different types of guns. But once again, you do only run at 87.5% run speed, and basically this means you are walking like a turtle when you should be running. But now I kind of wanted to get into a little bit about the recoil. Now the recoil numbers really don't mean all that much. I think it's more about feel and how the gun feels when you're firing it full auto. And personally, I think the HK21 has the best recoil. Now the RPK can go all over the place. The M60, if you don't have grip, just jumps around like no other. And the Stoner shoots so fast that it constantly goes straight up and maybe a little bit to one side or the other. But the HK21 I really feel like you can control, and there are a couple examples of me throughout the game running full auto, and I really don't have that much of a problem controlling it. But at this point, I think that's just about all I wanted to cover for the gun stats. Now I want to kind of tell you guys how to use this gun, or how to be successful using this gun, and maybe what perks and setups you should use. So let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to cover are the attachments that come with the HK21, and they are now popping up on your screen. So you got extended mags, you got ACOG sight, the red dot sight, the reflex sight, and the infrared scope. Now the LMGs don't really offer too many different attachments. For the RPK you can get dual mags, and for the M60 you can get grip. So what this means is that the LMGs don't get quite as many choices as, let's say, the assault rifles or the SMGs. So for the HK21, my suggestion would be extended mags. Now the reason for this is because the iron sights are a work of art, and as you can see throughout the gameplay, the iron sights are just great. I don't see any need to ever put a sight on this, so I chose extended mags. So now that you guys know what attachment I would recommend, how about we get into the perks I would suggest you guys use. Now of course you can always choose your perks depending on the game type, because if you're playing something like Demolition you always want to run Flat Jacket, but if you're playing TDM or Domination or something like that, what I would suggest you use is Scavenger. Now of course this isn't the only option you could use in the first perk slot. The other good one to use would be Lightweight, which would make you a little bit quicker because you do run so slow with the LMGs. It just, whenever I use this gun I seem to always run out of ammo because I like to spray a lot. But if you don't have that problem, feel free to use Lightweight. It's a great choice, and that way it won't feel like you're running like a damn turtle all over the map. So that leads us into the second perk slot. What I would recommend is Sleight of Hand, because I pretty much use Sleight of Hand on every single class unless I'm using Warlord and I want to use like a red dot or a silencer or something like that. And it always helps reloading quick, and especially if you're in a tight situation. So the second perk slot, use Sleight of Hand, and that would lead us on to your third perk slot. And I think the third perk is more personal preference than any of the other perk slots. I think some of them you have to use for certain types of guns. But the third perk, I like to use Ninja most of the time just because I don't like hearing my own footsteps. But for the LMGs, another good one to use would be Marathon, and that's because you run so slow, it'll allow you to run a little bit farther at the slower speed, but you'll be able to cover a little bit more ground, so that's another good option. But I mean, if you like to use Hacker or whatever you like to use, go for it. And that just about covers it for the perks. So this is the point where I would tell you guys if I would recommend it or not, and I would say absolutely. This gun gets 2 thumbsticks up from me. I actually ran across this weapon when I prestiged one time because you get this gun by default, so it comes. You don't have to unlock it or anything. You get it as soon as you prestige, and it's just a great gun. And if you guys haven't tried it before, I would highly recommend trying it. But that is the end of the game. Don't forget to let me know what gun you guys would like to see me use next. And if you're still listening, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a rating. I really do appreciate it. And other than that, guys, hope you guys have a tremendous day.